Thanks everyone for coming this November cold rainy day to the presentation AI in our recruitment game. I will present myself, the team I work with, our partners, and I will dive into my personal history since it's like innovation launch, it's a kind of part of the channel. I will not be very talkable about this, and I will try to smoothly go to the topic. As using AI in HR and recruitment, and about challenges that we see, and about like old game rules, as I call it. So as I said, my name is Henry Fischer, and I graduated Södertörn University Media and Communication Studies. My background, actually, my first education is organic chemistry engineering. But I never worked in this field. I worked as a software developer the whole my life. So currently I'm developing myself in the marketing, product management, project management, and everything that related to being a founder. We are two people. This is my partner of all the crimes. He's more computer science focused person, Nick Norman. Focusing on data analytics, ML, machine learning, and the front-end UI, UX, graphic design, and everything. So we have a very good synergy to build things fast and efficiently. So, and yes, our partners is Innovation Station. This is co-working place that can facilitate our event today. And I really like Innovation Station idea to connect academia, entrepreneurs, state, and students, which is quite a part of theoretical innovation system like triple helix, binding all together and fostering the growth. The second and one of the biggest partners is Drivhuset. Drivhuset is an organization that provides help for entrepreneurs, providing mentorship, coaching, and events. So ALMI is a state-owned organization that provides capital and material help and mentorship as well. So we got a grant from ALMI quite recently. So yeah, and we are part of the Microsoft for Startups initiative. I'm a founder, and I started my journey in far 2006, providing satellite high-speed internet for students in the student campus. At these days, if you remember, there was a very slow dial-up internet, which started with specific sounds, and there were there were no smartphones, and there were very slow mobile internet like WAP, GPRS, or something like this. So the idea was to get the internet from the satellite and spread it over Wi-Fi, and we generated revenue. It was a successful project. And after that, we did, together with Nick, we did a lot of projects together, like web development company, mobile applications, fintech, educational and content monetization. There were many, many things that we started, got experience, and left. The last, I would say, successful project was COVID app. It was a system of the automatization of COVID test centers in Germany. So we streamlined the process like 10 times and helped entrepreneurs to generate revenue, and yeah, we reduce the risk of people being infected during the tests. And our last project that I want to focus was Kundi. It was when AI just came, and we realized the power and how we can use it. And actually, we built this platform for AI outreach platform, where we had the database of 700,000 Swedish companies. We could scrap the data about these companies from the internet, build the context, and generate very personalized email to the specific person from this company using AI. So But we decided to go a little bit deeper into niche, and Kundi helped us to find very good connections in the HR and recruitment industry. And together we start to build something that could solve the recruiters' problems. In what kind of world we are living right now, there is a quote of Maslow. So if you have a hammer in your hand, everything looks like a nail. Today's world looks like this. I would say, I would rephrase it. If you have ChatGPT in your hands, everything looks like a prompt. So, and this is really sad. I see so many events for HR and recruitment that promote how to use ChatGPT to solve specific problems, which is like signifies that we are kind of in the stone age of AI right now, because ChatGPT is not a tool that's built for recruitment and HR. Yes, it solves some problems, but it's very limited scope of usage. So we started from our first pilot, Recruitment 1, that was a solution that helped to organize CVs with AI. That was a big problem for recruiters to parse CVs, because people design their CVs in many different ways, but their need was to get very standardized form with all the data structured to present to their customers. And they spent like from 30 up to 4 hours to get information manually from CV and put it into the template. So we solved this problem, and we start to dive deeper into the problems that recruiters have. And we delivered our first version of PhoneWise. I got some pilot users to try, and then after we run together with Recruitment, run the customer research on the field, trying to identify what the problems actually recruiters have. And the last delivery was in August, and we won Almi grant for Verifienix Medial. This is testing our idea, and we got results quite recently, and we are ready for market adoption or, I don't know, incubation stage. So, the old game and old rules. What does it mean to find an employee? So, it sounds really easy, you know, to find someone to do some job. But in fact, there's a lot of interactions between different stakeholders in order to first identify whom they're gonna to find, whom are they looking for. Because hiring managers, in most of the cases, they don't know. They have zero knowledge about HR, recruitment, and so on. And in most of the cases, HR and recruiters have a zero knowledge about tech, about problem solving and technologies. So not zero, but still they're not specialists. And there's a lot of, I would say, bad telephone between these stakeholders. And in most of the cases, recruiters are struggling with job descriptions, writing a proper job description. And for them, it's a like agile iterative process. They build one job description, they try to find someone, hiring managers are not satisfied, they try again, and so on and so forth. And this is a lot of wastage of time. Another big problem is CVs. As I mentioned already, CVs, and yes, I'm talking about tech industry. We are building a solution for tech industry. Most of the CVs, they're very bad written, because tech people, they're very bad at presenting themselves, they're very bad at writing CVs, and the CVs I've seen, sometimes it's just a blank Word document with text, somehow like formatted, and a lot of text could be like 23 pages sometimes. So, and there is a question, by the way, discussion, are the CVs as a format of communication is obsolete? So do we still need CVs to transfer this information about expertise, education, and so on and so forth? And there were many opinions about. Some claim that we don't need CV, we have LinkedIn, but still many recruiters and HR, they say that CV is the best way to present a person, best way to person to get this information because industry is get used to that format, to these processes. So yes, and HR recruiters, they're headhunters, and they do a lot of cold calling, and they do a lot of manual note taking during these phone conversations. And after that, yes, as I said, after every conversation, there is a lot of manual job to input these notes into the system, update the candidate CV, and so on and so forth. And another problem is the fragmented communication, because communication spread all over the platforms like LinkedIn, email, phone, and sometimes recruiters must headhunt the person for 2 years, and they need to keep track on the conversation, on the communication between the candidate. So, and that's how we came up with the idea of PhoneWise to build an AI phone copilot for HR and recruiters that eliminates all the bureaucracy and helps to focus on the human interaction instead of the papers. How it works? In a nutshell, PhoneWise is a web-based phone caller that, for example, can capture the conversation between a hiring manager and HR and build a well-written and well-structured job description based on this conversation in minutes. Another way is PhoneWise also helps to assist in the conversation between a recruiter and the candidate, which is more importantly, and generate follow-up questions during the conversation in live. So for example, recruiters don't need to focus on the CV. They don't need to dive into the person's CV and cover letter. They already have these questions that we obtained, and we match job description and the CV, and we see actually what the recruiter should ask this specific candidate. And it generates live transcript of the conversation, helping recruiters to effortlessly keep tracking on the conversation and focus on the interaction between the recruiter and the person. So, and after every conversation between recruiter and the candidate, PhoneWise will automatically update candidate CV with the updates, with everything that we've been discussed during the phone call, and build a report for each candidate. And the most importantly, we do it for helping recruiters to do matchmaking. So we know we have a job description, we have all the information that we gathered with CV, conversation, interaction, and then we can actually understand how the specific candidate fits this specific job description. That's how we don't make decisions for recruiters. We don't want to make decisions for recruiters. We want to supply recruiters with all the possible information effortlessly for them to make their final decision, because we believe that human touch is very important. We also don't want to automate phone calling function, because human interaction is still it's very important. This is the element that AI will not replace probably in a couple of years. So, and we are not talking about the candidates who are interested more in the job. We are talking about recruiters who are interested in the candidate, who are headhunting candidates, who need to use all the charm to approach the candidate. So we can reduce administrative burdens and save time, which is quite nice. More than half of the time that recruiters spend, they spend on the administratives. So, and the main thing is that we want to improve candidate matching. So, matching as much as possible, and then letting recruiters given the space for their own decision making. One of our pilots described PhoneWise as something that eliminates all the noise, all the distractions, and that helps to focus on the interaction between her and the candidates, which is all sales and all the recruitment is all about. two people talking to each other, trying to understand each other better. So yeah, and we have a new game and new challenges. The first is many various ethical dilemmas. How we can use AI, when we can use AI. So some questions, ethical questions, are answered in the upcoming regulations from EU AI Act. So which highlights recruitment is a very high risk area. That means that there is a lot of routines that need to be like in compliance. So for instance, how we collect data, how we build the model, how we predict what kind of biases can be, because recruitment is very important. It's a human lives depends on that, how they will find the job. If we will have biased system, we can have very deep social problems in the future. So yes, and yeah, many recruiters, they're very careful about this loss of human touch. Some of the recruiters, they're okay with the automation even on the selection, but it depends on the industry. In most of the cases, recruiters do very irrational decisions, and sometimes it helps them to find really gems for specific roles. It's not sometimes the CV and the cover letter means, but this kind of understanding the person, if the person will fit to this specific culture, atmosphere, role, technology, and so on and so forth. Yes, that was all, and now we have an open window for questions and discussions.